People who rarely leave the house aren't automatically lazy, antisocial, or weird. In many cases, their brain is wired so the outside world feels louder, heavier, and more mentally expensive than it does for others. And the real reasons behind it are far more layered and more surprising than most people assume. Their mind runs in energy-saving mode. Some people live with a nervous system that constantly tries to conserve energy instead of spending it. Psychologists often describe this as energy conservation behavior. For them, going outside isn't just an activity, it's a full mental mission. Planning, navigating, reading social signals, and managing the environment. Where others feel stimulated, they feel drained. So staying home becomes an unconscious, practical choice, not a lazy one. They crave predictable environments. Outside is messy, noise, crowds, unexpected interactions, and constant demands to react. Home is the opposite, predictable. They know where everything is, and they control the pace and the space. For people who overthink, feel anxious, or are emotionally sensitive, predictability feels like peace. It makes them feel safe. And when your mind is always scanning for threats or mistakes, safety becomes priority number one. Their brain processes the world more deeply. Some brains are wired to take in more input than others. They notice tiny details, facial shifts, tone changes, and the energy in a room. That can make them intuitive and empathetic, but it can also make life overwhelming. Their mind analyzes everything, sounds, movement, people, even subtle social signals. That constant processing burns mental fuel fast, so they naturally drift toward places where their brain doesn't have to stay on high alert. Home becomes the place where their mind can finally breathe. They don't need external stimulation to feel engaged. Many people rely on outside activities to feel alive. Events, shopping, and constant outings. But homebodies often generate stimulation internally. Ideas, thoughts, hobbies, and personal projects keep them engaged. Their inner world is already busy, so they don't need to chase experiences nonstop to feel fulfilled. They can sit still and still feel complete. To others, it may look like isolation, but to them it's contentment. They process social energy differently. Social interaction, even the good kind, costs energy. Talking, reading emotions, responding right, and staying present all take effort. Some people recharge from that. Others slowly drain. If they're introverted or socially sensitive, being around people too long feels like a background program they can't shut off. So they retreat, not because they hate people, but because they need recovery time. Home gives them space to drop the mask and return to themselves. Their body links home with safety and recovery. Over time, repeated stress, rejection, bullying, or overwhelm can train the body to associate the outside world with danger or exhaustion. Even if they don't realize it, the nervous system remembers. So at home, their body relaxes, their heart rate slows, their thoughts quiet down. They feel in control again. And that relief can become addictive. It isn't weakness, it's a survival response. But unchecked, it can become a trap where safety feels so good that growth stops. That's why it matters to understand why you stay home. If it's to recharge, that can be healthy. But if it's to avoid living, that's a signal. Because comfort will never build your future. But awareness can. Once you understand how your brain works, you can step outside in small ways without betraying yourself. Not to become someone else, but to become a freer version of who you already are.